apparently, and I want to apologize in advance, but apparently you did a sketch for us many, many, many years ago when you were a struggling actor. Is that right?
Yeah. It was one of my first jobs.
Oh,
actually,
okay.
yeah.
This is in New York on the old late night show.
Yes, the old show.
Yeah.
You were there.
I was there?
Yeah. Well, you weren't there when we shot the actual sketch.
No,
See, that's what I was going to say. I probably wasn't there.
Yeah.
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 I went away. I went
on the
away
show,
for
I
a while.
believe.
No. He was saying that
Yeah.
when you shot the sketch at rehearsal, you were probably not there. You always came in at the last second, drunk out of your mind.
Yeah.
That's why I went away for a few years.
Yeah.
But what was the sketch?
Well, apparently it was a running gag that you guys used to do where it was right at the advent of satellite TV. That's how old, that's how long ago this was.
Trust me, I know. We used to make fun of the wheel when it first came out. Yeah.
Sometime in the mid-90s, and the gag was that there was all these new channels that were coming out.
Yeah.
And I think it was around the time that I believe like TLC had come out and
Right.
The cooking channel, the food channel.
And we would do arbitrary little, I remember this, we would do arbitrary like, oh, there's another cable channel, and it would just be something really specific and really stupid and awful.
Yes, and then you would hit the remote and then it would blip around. And my channel was Masturbating Teen. And I remember getting the call.
Getting the call. I love how you made it sound like you've just been made a Supreme Court justice.
Well, when you're a struggling actor in New York.
Yeah.
Destiny tapped me.
Yeah.
The Conan O'Brien show calls and says, "You're the one, kid." I said, "All right, where do I masturbate?" And so I get there, and I remember shooting it, and they're like, "Okay, so you, so you."
You know what? You people disappoint me. As a group, you really, really disappoint me. Go ahead.
So I remember, and the director was like, "Okay, so get underneath the covers." I'm like, "All right." And what will happen is that we're gonna whip the camera around, and we're gonna pretend like we're your mom walking in.
The
on
camera's
you.
your mom, yeah.
Yes. And you're supposed to say, "Mom, what are you doing? Get out of here."
Yeah.
Right? And then it turns out that you're the mom.
Right.
And I remember sitting there as this is happening, pretending to masturbate underneath this comforter and thinking, are there adults in charge of this? Are there grown people that think that this is going to get on the air? Because I don't think that it is.
Right.
And luckily, and yet I went through the process, and luckily, better taste prevailed, and it did not make the cut.
It probably didn't that night, but I'm sure we used it. I'm sure. It's out there somewhere. We used to cut some things, but not because it was in poor taste. That was probably not the reason it got cut. It was probably there was a technical problem. I'd love to say that, oh no, our bar was too high for that, but absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, well, I remember thinking, like, I'm not going to tell anybody about this. And it was one of my first jobs, and you're usually excited, like, "Hey, Mom, Dad, watch me on TV." And I was like, "No, I'll just keep it from that."
How do you think I felt with my parents? I was hosting that shit the whole time. It was very hard for me to say, I don't know what's going on that program. I'd have no control on the Conan show.